In today's video, I'm celebrating this channel being 1 year old. Hello and welcome, my name's Andrew Goodman and I do creative artwork on the iPad. And as I'm just after saying, this video marks 1 year. 1 year since I hit record on this camera. It's the same camera I'm using. 1 year of doing YouTube. And I just wanted to say a few things about the past year, my journey in YouTube, just to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who has watched my channel. But first of all, let's get a bit of a background. Why did I start this YouTube channel in the first place? That's a good question. For a long time, I had been wanting to make a YouTube channel. There was just something inside me wanting to make a channel. I consume a fair bit of YouTube. I love YouTube tutorials. I love learning. I love motivational stuff. I love research and stuff. And I go to YouTube for all that stuff. My TV consumption of kind of live TV, if you want to call that, is at an all-time low. If I want to watch anything, even Netflix and Amazon Prime and Disney Plus, even all that, I don't watch too much of. Apart from Marvel stuff and Star Wars, I'm a sucker for. So if anything like that comes out, I'm going to be watching it. But apart from that, generally I'm on YouTube or I'm doing online learning. And for a long time, I wanted to nearly try to give back something. I've been doing creative artwork now for many years and I've learned a few skills. And most importantly, I love it and I enjoy it. And I kind of wanted to give something back. And today is the 21st of February, 2023. The channel started a year ago. Bit of quick maths. That was the 21st of February, 2022. I would say for 2 to 3 years before that, I had been wanting to start a YouTube channel. 2 to 3 years before that, I had been wanting to do something on YouTube and I kept putting it off, and I kept putting it off, and I kept putting it off. And then something happened in early 2020. Don't even need to talk about it. COVID, pandemic, you know all about that. And something happened during that time that just made me go, yeah, I really want to do something. Before I get to that, I'll tell you a bit about my background because I haven't really talked much about my background in this channel. Growing up, there was one thing I could do and nearly one thing only, and that was art. I loved art. I loved drawing. I loved doing design work. It was one of the few things I was actually very good at in school, and I absolutely loved at it. And any chance I got, I had a pencil in my hand. Left-handed, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I'm left-handed, and I just drew. I remember in my books, even in maths and English books where you weren't allowed to draw, I drew, and that's what I did, and I absolutely loved it. And then at the end of high school, I had to go for work experience, and I didn't know what to do. By that stage, I liked computers, I still liked art, but what could you do with computers and art? I didn't know. I did like computers too, so I thought, could I do programming? I went to work experience for 1 day at a programming place, and I did not like it. It was not for me. Nothing against programmers, nothing against programming, but it wasn't for me. And I didn't go back for the rest of that week of work experience, and I actually got in a bit of trouble for that, but I'm not too worried about that because the next day I phoned up a company and they worked in advertising. And I phoned up an advertising company and I said, I'm looking for 3 days of work experience. Is there any chance you could have me? And they said, no. And I thought, right, I need work experience because I was in trouble with my school for ditching my work experience programming. So I need to get a few days somewhere. And I phoned the company back straight away nearly. And I said, it's me, it's Andrew. I was just on the phone. He said no, but is there any chance you could do 2 days? And they said, no. And then I said, well, still on the phone, is there any chance I could come in on Friday for even half a day? They took pity on me and said yes. And I got in for 1 day of work experience. I got in less trouble with the school, but that's not important. That 1 day changed the course of my life, which sounds a bit dramatic, but it's true. I sat down in a seat and a guy sat beside me and he opened up a package, and the package he opened up changed my life forever. And it was called Photoshop. Adobe Photoshop, and he showed me some of the things you could do in Photoshop. He maybe only sat with me for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes at tops. My life was changed. This was art on the computer. There was something called layers, and you could put photos on top of photos, and you could put text on top of photos, and this was mind-blowing to me. Now, this was over 20 years ago, so it's maybe not as mind-blowing as it is now. As you can tell from my grey hair, I've been doing this a few years now, especially here in Northern Ireland where there wasn't probably many companies doing it. Photoshop changed my life. The next day, I got a version of Photoshop and I got stuck into it, and that's what I did a major project in. My kind of final art submission piece for my high school art class was in Photoshop. It was like a wee flip calendar. It looked professional. professional. It was designed really well, even though I say so myself, and it blew the teacher away. I got a great mark for that, maybe my highest mark ever in school actually. And my next port of call was the University of Ulster here in Northern Ireland in a course called Interactive Multimedia and Design. Now I was thinking between going to Art College and the University of Ulster to do this course, interactive course, and I didn't know which to do, and I came so close from joining the art college that my name was called out in the first day. I actually got into both courses, but I didn't let the art college know that I decided not to go there. So my name was called out the first day. What made me choose interactive multimedia and design? On the open day, there was a few computers, and there was this one computer, and it had a Coke can spinning, a 3D Coke can. And what came from behind the Coke can but a TIE fighter. A TIE fighter came, went and blew up the Coke can. And I was like, this is amazing. I need to enroll in this course. And that's what made me enroll in interactive multimedia and design. Through that course, I learned video editing, which I fell in love with. I learned graphic design, and I learned other interactive multimedia stuff like websites and caber like that. Absolutely loved that course. After university, I had a few jobs doing graphic design, and then I was able to get into another company where I did graphic design and start doing video work. And I'm still with that company 15 years, or almost 15 years in April actually. I'll still be at the same company doing graphic design, doing website work, doing video work, doing drone work. Absolutely love my job. Getting back to the main point of that background story, why did I want to start YouTube? I love lifelong learning. I love YouTube, as I said at the start there, doing tutorials, online learning, and I wanted to give back, and I wanted to try and give some of my knowledge, some of my experience, and I also wanted to be a bit of a creative outlet for myself. I'll bring it back to early 2020. The pandemic hit, and I volunteered for a job at my church because if you remember back then, everything went online, but especially churches had to go online. And I was the guy in our church that had to do the video editing. So I was sent files from the pastor, I was sent files from other people that were doing kids talks and all these things and songs from the musicians. And I had to put it all together and get it out every single Sunday. And there was also a midweek I had to do too. But I really got a bit of an appetite for producing something every week through that work. And it was then I decided I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Now, in fairness, it took me another year before I got there. And that's because also in 2020, I decided through lockdown, I saved a bit of money, which I think we all did because we didn't go out, we didn't eat out, we didn't drive, we didn't leave our house, we're too scared to go out. I saved a bit of money and I had my eye on an iPad Pro for many years. And with permission from my wife, I bought one with the Apple Pencil, fell in love with it. I tried to use Photoshop because I wanted to do my creative posters, my creative artwork on the iPad Pro and on Photoshop. Back then, Photoshop and the iPad didn't cut the grade, still doesn't cut the grade. But anyway, I went looking for another app, and that's when I found Affinity Photo. I had never even heard of Affinity Photo on the desktop, on the Mac, or on the iPad. Paid for it, opened it up. It was hard to use. Didn't have a clue about it, and I don't know why I proceeded with it because I found it a steep learning curve, but once I got the hang of it, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And when I went looking for tutorials on Affinity Photo, there was nothing there. And that's what made me think, I want to do a YouTube channel teaching creatively stuff that I know. Here's an app which there's not many tutorials on. Andrew, you could teach it. And I didn't know if there was a market for it. I didn't know if anyone would watch it, but I started. And I had a few goals, and this is a bit embarrassing because just before I hit record a year ago, I set 2 goals. I'm going to show you the first goal, the other goals for another time, all being well. But this is what I said to the camera. This is cringy, so I just watched it before I hit play here, and when I'm going to edit it, whoa, here we go. Andrew from a year ago, tell me what your goal was. I'm hoping to get 1,000 subscribers in my first year. Ambitious, not ambitious, don't know. I'm hoping to go for 2 videos every day. Not every day, every week. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, so 1,000 subscribers in my first year of doing YouTube, and that would be amazing. A year to do that. I think it's possible. I think no matter what, we'll go for 3 years on YouTube and we'll see the level, and then hopefully I can help people, hopefully I can teach some people. And all very odd. It took me ages to get this set up. Took me ages to do all this, but lots of tests. I'm a bit nervous, but here we go. So there you go. As you were watching that, you were probably then looking down straight away to see what my subscriber count is now. So in the video, I said within 1 year, I wanted 1,000 subscribers. And in a way, it's hard to know if that was a good goal or a bad goal because it's not really dependent on me how many subscribers I get. It's up to you watching if you think my content is valuable enough to hit subscribe. Thankfully, a lot of you did, because as I'm recording this video, I'm sitting at just over 4,750, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Almost 5 times the amount that I thought I was going to get. And again, I didn't know if that was a good goal or a bad goal. I didn't know if it was achievable or not, but I just knew that if I was consistent enough that there was a chance I would get it. And thankfully, I've been fairly consistent, because something else I said to myself before starting a YouTube channel, if I'm going to do YouTube, I'm going to commit to 3 years. So no matter what happens in the first year, I've got 2 years left. No matter what happens in 2 years, I've got 1 year left. No matter what happens, I'm going to commit to 3 years, because nothing happens overnight. Yes, you get some stories of people blowing up on YouTube and doing all sorts of things. And a channel like mine, a channel talking about Affinity Photo and different things like that on the iPad, didn't expect it to blow up, didn't think it would be a YouTuber, so to speak, but I knew that I had to commit to 3 years no matter what. And if I still hadn't got 1,000 subscribers, I was going to continue and was going to set myself a new goal. But thankfully, I hit that goal. I hit it and then some, and I'm absolutely over the moon. And you're thinking to yourself, Andrew, does that mean you've only got 2 more years of YouTube left? And no, I think I'm here for the long haul now. I enjoy doing YouTube. I really enjoy it, and there's many reasons why I enjoy it. I'm teaching you something, but I'm teaching myself something too, because to be ordered to teach about Affinity Photo, sometimes I come across things I'm not sure about, and then I have to muck about with it and figure out how to use it, and then I can teach it back. It's making me better at Affinity Photo, or Affinity Photo 2 as it is now. And that's just a bit of a background of how I started this channel and my story on why I started YouTube. It's been really enjoyable. It's been a really, really enjoyable year. And I'll tell you why it's been so enjoyable. As much as I've enjoyed doing tutorials and talking to a camera, I do enjoy talking to camera. I don't know, but you have to do it anyway on YouTube. It's the feedback and the comments I get. Some of the comments make my day after day after day after day after day. It blows me away. I've hardly got a negative comment. There's been 1 or 2, but I don't think much about them, and they haven't really been that bad. I get so many positive comments, and it's not like I need it from ego or nothing like that. It's just to know that I'm helping people. And I really, it makes you feel good, because I know when I watch YouTube videos, I maybe leave a comment because I've learned something, and I just want to tell that person on the other end of the camera, thanks for making this video. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And I don't know if that person reads the comments or not. Some people do, some people don't. But currently up to now, I read and reply to every single comment on this channel. Sometimes it takes me a few days or even weeks to get back to you, but I always read and reply to it. And your comments blow me away. Another thing I love to get is a wee flag. Sometimes people say a comment, and then they say such and such from, and there's a wee flag emoji of where you're from. Or if it's not a wee flag emoji, it's normally from a country, and I could start naming countries, but there's too many to count. And it's brilliant just seeing, and it's encouraged me. So when I'm watching YouTube videos and I maybe write, love the video, learned something, Andrew from Northern Ireland, and if that person in that video reads it, they'll probably get a bit of a smile, because I know that's what happens when I read such and such from such and such location. And I'm like, wow, there's an actual person at the other side of the world, or another part of Europe, or in America, or South America, or just all over the world watching me. Oh, it's unreal. It still gives me a bit of a high, so it does, to be honest. And in this video, leave a wee emoji of the flag of your country, or let me know where you're coming from. I'd appreciate that. And it's nice to know just the different places people are watching these videos. And for me, it's not about views, not about hits. Yes, you like it's great to get thumbs up and lots of likes, and it's really nice when your video gets over 1,000 views, and it's nice, but I don't dwell on it. I don't think, oh, look at that, 1,000 views. It's just a nice feeling to get, but it's just nicer to know you're helping someone. What's the future for this channel? I'm gonna be continuing to do Affinity Photo 2 tutorials, and I want to do other creative apps. As I say, I do creative artwork on the iPad. I think that iPad is absolutely game changing. So much of my work is now on the iPad. I still use my Mac, absolutely love my MacBook Pro, but there's something about the iPad, and there's so many apps I would love to teach, and I think that'll come at some stage down this year. I'll try to introduce different apps. I'll still be doing Affinity Photo, but different creative apps too. And there's something, a bit of a special announcement now, and if you're still with me, thank you. This is well worth the wait. There's one thing that many many people have asked me for, and that's for a course. Andrew, have you got a course? Andrew, are you bringing out a course? And I'm glad to say that this year, maybe in 2 to 3 months, I'm bringing out a course. I've started the foundations of it. I've actually bought an online course of how to make an online course. So I have, and I've just finished that. So I'm going to be recording very soon an online course for Affinity Photo 2. And please let me know in the comments below what you would like to see in this course. I've got a few ideas. It's not set in stone yet, but now's your chance in the comments below. Let me know what you would like in an online course. It's going to be an Affinity Photo 2 on the iPad. It has to be, doesn't it? That's what the channel's about, more or less. So let me know. And with that, there's a link in the description below for signing up to a newsletter. I don't currently have a website. I'm going to get a website in the work very soon. I'm going to get an online course platform very soon coming with my course. But before that, there's a link in the description below where you can sign up and you'll be the first to know when my online course is released. I'm not going to spam you with lots of stuff. Very few emails. The first email will probably be, boom, I have an online course, and I would imagine there'll be some discount, or there will be some discount applied to that. Click on the link in the description below, put in your email if you want, and you will be the first to know when my online course comes out. I'm really excited about that. I'm not stopping the Affinity Photo tutorials on YouTube. They're still going to be going. This is a very different video. We've learned a lot about me in this video. I haven't talked about myself much at all. If you like this kind of stuff, let me know in the comments below, and there might be more of it over the next year or so. But I just want to say thanks to everybody who has subscribed, everybody who's liked or commented. I really appreciate that. It's brilliant when people comment. I recognize the names and you feel like there's a bit of a connection there, and a reply to you, and I really appreciate that. It's good to know I'm helping people. Thank you for sticking with me. Hopefully you have learned something, and we'll continue to learn stuff together. And if there's any other videos you would like to see, again, let me know in the comments below. I've got a big to-do list of tutorials of what I need to do. We'll get through them all at some stage, but slow and steady wins the race there. So this isn't a normal video, and my next video is not going to be a normal video either. I'm going to list some things what I have learned for my past year on YouTube, and check that out if you want. If you don't, that's okay, because after that we're back to Affinity Photo tutorials, and that's going to be great too. So I think that'll do me for today, and until next time, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.